Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to answer which is the better dividend stock to buy for passive income investors. Is it Verizon or is it British American Tobacco? To answer that question, I'm going to compare these two dividend stocks on their dividend yield, on their revenue, on their operating profit, and finally on their valuation, and then answer which one is the better stock to buy. So let's get started with the dividend yield. Now, according to this metric, British American Tobacco has the better dividend yield at 8.61% compared to Verizon with a dividend yield of 7.84%. But remember, as I usually say, when you're investing in dividend stocks, it's not just the dividend yield you should be interested in because the stock price could increase or decrease. So let's look at the other factors which will tell us more about what direction the stock prices could move. Starting with revenue, we could see Verizon has done an excellent job, or I should say a decent job. I meant excellent compared to the industry it's in. It's in a relatively static industry that's not growing rapidly. So for Verizon to increase revenue from 120 billion to 135 billion in the last decade is impressive considering the industry it's in. Similarly, for British American Tobacco, it's moderately increased its revenue as well over the last decade, up to 34.2 billion. Again, given the industry that it's in, tobacco, it's not a growth industry, and so to be able to maintain or grow revenue in that industry is impressive. So you've got to look at these companies in relation to the industries they're in to measure their performance, and both of them have done well, relatively well. Next, I wanted to look at their operating profit margin over the trailing 12 months. And in this metric, British American Tobacco truly shines with an operating profit margin of 61.6%, nearly 3 times the rate of Verizon Communications at 22.17%. Now keep in mind 22% is a solid operating profit margin. It's just that 61% is absolutely exceptional and among the leaders of operating profit margin worldwide. I wouldn't be surprised if there's less than 10 companies in the whole world that have an operating profit margin over 60%. Off the top of my head, I could only think of two, which is Visa and British American Tobacco. Now, there may be more. MasterCard might be close, Broadcom might be close, but in terms of over 60%, you're talking the elite of the elite. There aren't very many companies that can maintain these types of operating profitability. And British American Tobacco, kudos for this company for earning this operating profitability. And finally, I wanted to compare these two on valuation, and surprisingly, they're selling at almost the same price. If you look at the forward price to earnings ratio, Verizon at 7.085 and British American Tobacco at 7.035. Very close valuation, and each of them are inexpensive if you look at their valuation in relation to the average stock in the S&P 500, which is trading at a forward PE closer to between 17 and 20. So to be at 7, you're selling at a discount to most stocks, but that's for a reason, right? Verizon and British American Tobacco are not growth companies. They're not in growth industries. They're not expected to grow. And so for that reason, their stocks are selling at a discount to most companies in the S&P 500. But specifically to these two, if I was a dividend stock investor and I was comparing and deciding between these two dividend stocks, I would choose British American Tobacco as my choice for better dividend stock to buy. The company's operating profit margin is phenomenal, so as long as it maintains revenue or even modestly experiences decreasing revenue, the profitability should boost and support this dividend payment longer term. But that's all I've got for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.